Hi again, this is Professor Innes, and for this module, we're going to start on a discussion of libertarianism. Again, we're covering quite a lot of libertarianism because South Park does put forward the idea that either we should live in a liberal world or we are living in a liberal world. I'll let you decide that, particularly from the cartoons. But we're going to have that discussion and particularly another go at the two-party system. South Park has the idea that the two-party system has its peculiarities. There's something wrong with it, something for us to question. And the questioning as well is parliamentary type democracy just enough? Namely, is it just enough to vote, to say that we're free and we're participating? So we're going to ask those questions. And also we're going to deal with social Darwinism. We've got this idea that corporations within South Park are acceptable if they produce us with the goods they're supposed to provide. So we're quite happy with Starbucks if they provide the coffee. And we were able to buy the coffee at reasonable prices, for example. So there's nothing wrong with that, according to South Park. Now that might sound a bit of a contradiction in a democracy, because these corporations do have a great deal of power, and we might think, okay, if they have all this power, how can we have democracy? So we do have some paradoxes within South Park, which we're going to touch upon in this particular segment. Right, so libertarianism. Basically, as we've understood, libertarianism is that way of thinking whereby people should be left alone. They should be left to their own devices, and they should leave other people to their own devices. It's a very complex system. It's not as easy as it sounds, because basically I have to think about myself, but also think about others. So if I wish to, I don't know, own that corporation, as in South Park with the coffee company, I have to think, am I in any way being detrimental to the liberties of others? No, I'm not, because I'm providing them with this coffee. So I say to myself, yeah, that's perfectly fine here. So I am thinking about the well-being of others when thinking about myself. So that would be libertarianism. And again, it's a very difficult political ideology. If you want to read further on this and have a good read on it, read Nozick's Anarchy, State and Utopia. There are other books out there on it, but that's a nice book and it's well written. It's all about that particular theme. It's not a collection of essays, it's an actual book. It reads like a novel in many ways. Right, so that's libertarianism here. Being at liberty to do as you wish, without being hindered by others and not hindering others. So that moves on to the two-party system. Is this to do with libertarianism? Two-party system? Does that mean I can vote for who I like? Now, if there's only two parties, and in this case, you've got the symbolism of voting for the mascots for the school. Now, if you just got two and they're just as ridiculous as each other, then is that democracy? If we go back to the 2000 election, we had a choice between Al Gore and George Bush. Now, I don't want to be horrible to these politicians, but it was said at the time that we've got a choice between two losers and one of them's going to be a winner. Is that democracy? I mean, this is not a choice. Well, or rather, we question whether it's a choice. So the two-party system is very much criticized. We could go forward and say, as Habermas has said, we're still participating, even though you're voting for one party who is similar to the other party. Well, at least you're participating. So, yeah, maybe that will do. Just simply going to vote. It means that you're in a liberal democracy, and or at least a democracy, and that's the end of the matter. But again, this is very controversial. That's why we're asking these questions about what is democracy. What is it to be free to vote for whom we like? And at the end of the day, do we get a party we like in power? And the argument that these two parties are similar, if not virtually the same, becomes clear if, say, you go to another country and say, if you are thinking about Greece at the moment, they've got their parties, and they've got members in the same party who can go from liberal to Marxists. So there you get a very clear idea about the differences between political ideas. In America, unfortunately, we've got two political parties who are basically liberal in nature, even though one party, the Republicans, refuse to use this term liberal, but they are liberal. They are liberal economically, at least, just as the Democrats are liberal economically and liberal socially as well. The Republicans may be conservative as far as social matters are concerned, but that provides them problems when they say the economy should be liberal in nature. But nonetheless, they're more or less the same as each other. We've got problems here, therefore, in the United States when it comes to say we've got an election. Like I said, in other countries, you do have a choice between the right and the left. You could have a choice between a socialist party and a borderline fascist party. That gives you choice. That's democracy, one might say. And this two-party system is well and truly ridiculed in South Park. So let's think about it in that way, please, as far as this two-party system is concerned. Liberal participation is concerned, and also the overall aspect of liberalism. So that's that bit dealt with. And the second bit, you're going to deal with social Darwinism, which is back to that corporatism idea. Corporations are often seen in the Darwinian fashion, in the sense that one will defeat the other. Believe it or not, there are corporations out there which have dwindled into basically into the background or of little significance whatsoever. The one that springs to mind is Facebook versus MySpace, I think it is. Facebook won. Now, Facebook are doing a good job, aren't they? They're providing us with a service. So who cares if they won? And it means that that's the dominant social media system out there. Of course, there are choices of other systems, but it seems that Facebook's the major one here. Likewise with other corporations, anything from Microsoft to Starbucks, over to McDonald's and other corporations. Apparently they're providing us with a service, so therefore, is that democracy? It just doesn't seem like it. This is a paradox. In philosophy, we don't like paradoxes, we investigate them, because if it's the case that our choices are limited, but nonetheless we think that our needs are maintained, then we have to question if these are really choices. So in that way, we're in a quandary here, very much a quandary, philosophically speaking. Right, okay, I don't want to do much more than that. We've got up to 8 minutes, so hopefully this has helped. Again, make sure you refer to individual cartoon episodes and scenes in the cartoons. Just like you would in any other academic course, you've got to refer to what the person said and what they're doing in order for you to put forward an understanding. So, with that in mind, any questions, let me know, and I'll be speaking with you in the journal entries. Okay, right, thanks a lot, and speak to you soon. Thanks, bye.